So guys, this is my 5-horse Brigges Stratton horizontal shaft. Could never get it to run off of gasoline because I didn't have a coil that would fit it. Did take off the carburetor and gas tank already. I've watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos, different ways to convert it to steam, which is what I'm planning on converting it to. But what you do is you just weld on the lobes, which are these. This is the camshaft. You just weld on another piece out here. The cylinder looks pretty good. It's pretty clean. It's could use some cleaning on those. I already went ahead and made a couple of brackets to weld onto or bolt onto where the holes are for the exhaust and intake. This is the intake valve, and this is the exhaust valve. I already tried running it before without modifying the cam, but I just couldn't. I took off the head to clean the head because it's kind of nasty and grimy. The head gasket looks to be in pretty good shape. I also have the rear cover. They don't look to be in too bad of shape. I also have the pusher things to push the valve up. They don't look to be in real bad shape. I sure don't want to lose those because those are like the only ones I have. I'll just put it back there. But I'll need to kind of clean up the inside of that so when I put oil in there it's not got dirt and stuff in it. But I'm also going to be modifying this camshaft today and see if we can actually get it to run off of compressed air today. And then I've already built a boiler and we'll see if we can't get it to run off of steam and see what we can do with it. So I'll modify that and then I'll show you. So, and also if you're gonna do if you're trying to do this the same and you're looking for videos, watch this video first because I hope you do. And because a lot of people do different ways, but I find that modifying the lobes is probably one of the easiest because there's a lot of different ways to do it. Like I watched one guy, he just modified one lobe and ran the compressed air into the top of it. I'm not even sure how that's supposed to work if you put compressed air into this and just leave the carburetor valve, the intake valve, just shut all the time, and this one with the exhaust valve with the modified lobe. I'm not really sure how that's supposed to all work, but we're not going to try that because I'm just going to try modifying both of them because I watched one dude make his and that's what he done, was just modify both lobes to make it work. So I got my welder set up over there, and we'll clamp the camshaft in the vise and weld a mirror image of that lobe on both sides on it without messing it up. So I'll take one of these two grinders and use to grind it down. So we'll try that. Alright, I think I'm going to try welding it. Make sure and wear a welding helmet if you're going to try this. I'm just using 6013 welding rods. Got a whole bunch of them over here in a green can they come in. So, and also I probably shouldn't be wearing sandals either, but that's all I got. So I'm gonna try arcing this and welding and see what we can do. Make sure and don't weld around gas. That's a bad idea. Makes a lot of sparks. I'll have to grind stuff on this. Ah, piece of hot slag. I love that stuff. Might have my amperage turned up too high. Let's go down to 75 amps. really don't like welding anything else higher. Blowing that smoke off. I hate welding shoes like this. Make sure you don't get slag under your weld. Because that's bad. I also got some bigger rods in there. So I'm going to pause this and we're going to weld the rest of this. Okay, I tried welding with one of the bigger rods that I got. It seemed to work a little bit better. Screwdriver. You can see how I'm welding that there. Alright, let's try this again. Try welding some on this side. Okay. Beat that slag off. I just hope I don't warp it. Gonna be a lot of welding done to this. So I'm gonna weld the rest and see what we can try to do. Alright, so I got it done. Took me a little bit to get it all good and modified. So it's still kind of hot from welding, or not welding, grinding on it. I'm probably going to shoot it with some paint to get rid of that way, because rust and stuff, don't want that to happen. But it's not the best job I could do, but it'll work. I have some leftover black paint from painting wheels and stuff, so we'll paint this. Okay, got some gloss paint. You can see that, whatever. Trying not to get the gear too much, because I don't want it to have paint on it and be really weird. You can see a little bit better now how I welded. I actually don't look really bad, but I could probably weld a little bit better. Right, so I'll let that dry for a little while and we'll come back to it and get it. Well, I'll probably bring it in, whatever. Alright, so I painted it and it dried. It's still a little bit tacky and stuff in spots, but it'll be fine. I touched a spot on it right there and caused it to peel off. I've been guaranteed it'd match right up to that. It does. I can see the gear marks in it. That's funny. But I'm gonna see if I can't put it back in the Briggs. I call it that for some reason. So we'll see if we can't get it back in there. I'll probably have to hold up the valves to get my new camshaft in there. So, oh well. I don't know if you can tell, but I got a screwdriver in there, and when I open it up, you can probably see the valve open up. I'll need to do that to get my camshaft in there to set the timing. What I'll just do is set it to the old timing, which is what you're supposed to do. So I'll get some pieces of metal and we'll see if we can't shove them up under there to hold up the valve. Alright, I got a couple hex keys in there. Not really 100% sure of trusting that, but I'll trust it. So I'll have to flip the motor around and see if we can't get the camshaft in there with the pusher things and get it timed somewhat right. Alright, so I went ahead and stuck the push things up in there as far as I could get them. I think this valve here could go up a little bit more, so let me bring the that out. Let me go get a shorter key thingy. Okay, got a little bit smaller one. I'll just stick it up under the other valve to hold it as a safety, just in case that other one decides to pop out. Yeah, they're actually further up. Okay, now to set the timing. Oh, shoot, both fell out. Yep. And we can stick them back in a little bit later. There's a little mark. You got this big mark, and then you got this little itty bitty mark. Now there's another mark on the crankshaft that I have to line up with. These are not going to be easy to get back in. Now lining these up, I've lined them up before, and let me tell you, not an easy thing to do. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to pause this camera and then I'll try getting it in. Went in a little bit easier than what I thought it would. Looks like I got it in pretty good time because both the dots line up really good. I'll grease this to help lubricate it, and then I'll add oil to it, of course. But it's sat outside for a really long time, and a bunch of water and nasty junk got in the oil through the valve case over here. I'm actually fixing to let down the valves. That was a hammer. Whoops. Okay. I might have to pry up on the valve to... Okay. Now, one of the valves is open. I know. That's because... Wow, that's pretty loose. I don't think it matters, though. The exhaust one's pretty tight. I think the intake has to be loose for some reason. But I'll clean it all up and we'll see if we can't put the back case on it and see if we can't maybe run it. Alright, so I got a grease gun. Now I picked up a whole bunch of grease guns at a yard sale for like $5 and I got like 4 or 5. This is cornhead grease, I know that, but I'm just gonna take and smear it on this gear to lubricate it. This is actually, I don't know if I said this already. I think I did. I think that I believe this is corn head grease. Yeah, it says it on it. It'll lubricate. I will add oil to it, of course, but this will act as extra lube for it, just to help it run better. Grease guns that I got were really nice ones too. Most of them hadn't ever been used much. One was kind of a little bit sticky, but me and my dad got it fixed, so yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to clean up the back case, get all that gunk out of there. It got a lot of junk in it. Now that's the for the governor and stuff. I might just take that off. I don't know. I think I'll just leave it on though, because I don't think it's going to hurt or anything. It sat outside for a couple weeks, no, a couple months, because I didn't have anywhere to put it. I'm bugging that. But hope this all works good. Because if I don't put the back case on, get my hammer and I'm using a soft rubber hammer to hit this one. Okay, I've got all the bolts I should have for it to work, to be put on. Make sure I'm going the right way. Okay, I'll put the back case on and the head and we'll give it a whirl. Okay, I'm getting ready to try it and see what happens. Legit running, guys, legit. A little bit out of timing. Surprisingly, it runs. I mean, all I done was modify the cam. So, if you're going to do this, do that first and see if you can't make it run. Runs pretty good now the air compressor's kicking on. I'm going to put some oil in it and we'll run it. I had some used oil that come out of my dad's tractor and I just decided to put it in there because I didn't want to use good oil. Okay, I shut off the valve, so I'm going to see where it stops at. Looks like it kicked off at about 40. Kicked off at about 40. I'm going to turn it back on. Runs pretty good. I'm just using an old wheel drum off of a car or truck. full throttle. Looks like it runs pretty good. Well, subscribe and have a great day. See ya.